Latasha Scott. Y'all know we discussed last week. She decided to come out with a cover of Residuals, Chris Brown's song, okay? And apparently a lot of people have been doing it. I had not seen the challenge, the residual challenge. I had not seen it, okay? I had only become aware of it when Latasha Scott did it. And I gave my commentary on that, okay? So y'all can check that out, or you could wait for the edited version to come out on Bindy Blue Bites. It's up to you, baby. Do what you want to do. But let's go ahead and get into Latasha's comments in the recap room with that Crystal. So yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this.
I've interviewed Candy several times, but I interviewed her a few years ago. Okay. And I asked her what was more difficult for her, because she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, which was a lot of drama, right? It was a lot of drama. And I asked her, the reality shows, period. I asked her, how did she handle that?
And then we know you've been a part of Xscape since you were a teenager, and there's drama there as well, right? And so I wonder, what is the difference between how you navigate the sisterhood on Real Housewives of Atlanta and the sisterhood with Xscape?
It's harder for me to do the Xscape show than it is for me to do Housewives. The reason why I say that is because with Housewives, you expect new women to want to read you. And come with the catty drama, and then it's like, it's just like, whatever, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But with my group members, because we grew up together, it cuts deeper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes
it's
sense.
Like, it's more our arguments and they mean something.
And she told me that she did not really, the Real Housewives of Atlanta did not faze her, because she knew that was work, right? But she said with you all, the group, when there was issues, it bothered her to her core, because you all started.
Okay, that what she just did just then, that right there, that was shade, right? That was shade. That is to infer that you maybe don't believe that she would actually be emotionally invested more in her group dynamic than the dynamic of women on a reality show who she's not really friends with in real life.
Started so young, and that was, you guys were part of each other's becoming a woman. So those differences and those issues hurt different, because I can't just turn a blind eye to that. So that was, her perspective.
And come with the kid
watching that. So I'm wondering for you all, because you had your sister, your blood sister, but then you also had two other sisters, right? That you were in this business with. Yeah. What is that? And I know sisterhood can be difficult, even if it's blood related, right?
Yes.
So talk a little bit just about those early experiences, you all going through that and figuring the good and the bad and the ugly of being a girl group, and learning how to relate through those relationships, but still stay together, perform and wow those audiences.
I mean, that we definitely had moments where we had to fight it out, argue it out, and that's just a part of becoming a woman and having a sisterhood. There were times when my sister and I would have, and then I would have, hey, Tidy, me and you together. We, you got my back, I got your back. Yeah. So it's always somebody there to make you feel like I got you, no matter what they say. Look, you're good. And that's how we kind of weathered the storms. And we really never had a person
watching that. So I'm wondering,
that would come in and kind of keep us together. So we literally had to figure it out. Every day was us figuring it out. And I think that made us stronger too in this industry as females, because it's like, no, I just got into an argument with my sister and I got to get back on stage with her.
Right.
So this right here, what we're talking about is nothing.
Exactly.
So we were able to understand what that was. But yeah, we had some times, and that's funny that she said that it was us that made it a little bit more difficult than the group. I mean, than the housewives or whatever, but you have those moments where you have arguments, but then you learn, it's still about love. Yeah. Coming back together at the end of the day. But yeah, we had some riffs. I can't even lie. We had a lot of riffs. That was.
Oh, girl, I'm gonna tell you, I think she, for the most part, she kept it cute. For the most part, in this clip of what I am seeing, I did not see the rest of the interview, girl, but it is giving that she was trying to keep it cute. But what I will say is that I think whatever her issues are, she has developed a cognitive dissonance, meaning you're going to act like whatever the real deep down issue is, you're going to ignore it. You're going to act like that's not what it is. You're going to ignore how whatever the deep down issue is, how it affects your relationships with other people. And I don't think that she is emotionally capable of really being accountable in a genuine, honest way. And I think that low-key showcases like narcissistic personality. Not saying that she has that disorder, but that she has those traits, because we all have narcissistic traits in one way or another, myself included. However, again, there's levels to this shit. And I feel like her incapability to be self-aware, to be genuine, to really view, I know how she's viewing herself. I know she is being delusional and telling herself, I was the best singer. I was a star of the group. They should be thanking me. I should never have to come to them and apologize, because if it wasn't for me, they probably wouldn't have had what they had. Like, that's what's going on in her mind. And I imagine that whatever abusive men, i.e. Rocky, she's been with, have also reinforced that mentality in her mind. It reminds me of that episode of Living Single. I don't know if y'all remember the last season where Khadijah goes to sleep on the steps and wakes up in a girls group, a 60s girl group. And it's her and Maxine is playing like the Diana Ross role. Yo, I love it because she wouldn't stop moving. Like she on drugs or some shit, right? So she just would not stop moving the whole time they taping, right? Okay, like it's always a shimmy or something. Y'all remember, if you want him to be every part of you. I forgot. Tell him that you're never gonna leave him. Tell him right now. Sorry, that's one of my favorite episodes. But at the end of the episode, Overton's character is like the Berry Gordy guy who's really a pimp that has turned into a record executive, right? And he says he's turned her into a money-hungry, limelight-stealing bitch. His job here is done. As if it was a conscious effort. I know people make jokes in writing, but people make jokes about shit that they kind of feel have some ounce of truth to it. And I feel like there's something to be said for girl groups and the men who work within those girl groups controlling the dynamic between the women by creating triangulation, bigging one up, talking shit behind the scenes to this one, and that one, but then telling this one, the same shit that it seemed like old boy did on the Conversation. The same shit that it seemed like old boy was doing on the Conversation. Y'all, it is a very simple, overplayed rule book. Matthew Knowles, I feel like, did that. Dallas Austin. Yes. So y'all feeling me on this, right? Whenever you get a group of women together in some type of art form where men are making money off of it, it seems like they really, really seek to create this dissension amongst the women. Because you can't keep control once women trust each other over men. I don't know if y'all ever noticed that. Like, it's very, very interesting to me the way that plays out. And so whenever there is a woman that is holding on to the battery that has been put in her back, no matter how detrimental it's been to her, that should let you know you can't fuck with her, because she's delusional. She won't be real with herself or the people around her. And she will let the illusion of her own grandeur, her own supremacy, she will allow those illusions to dictate how she handles you and how she handles y'all's business. That's why you can't trust her. Like, it is crazy. It's crazy. But that's when I tell y'all, notice certain things about people, it says a lot about them. This is one of them situations. You can't trust Latocha Scott. Latocha Scott has been dealing with this delusion for a long time. And I think when women get to a certain age and their pick-meism, it is cemented, it is set in stone. There's no unlearning, there's no evolving. You just stuck at this level until you get out of this life. Like, that's what it seemed like. At some point, bitch, you are you are just at this level and you're not getting off this level. And it's sad. It's sad. But you know, that's fine. You should stay there. Let's move on, y'all.